All right, so it's been a while, and it's November now. So I thought I'd make a video about how I did during Sober October. And I'm going to be honest, I did not finish strong. It's funny, like last year I got into, is it funny? It's not. Why do we say things like that? Last year I got into Sober October because I wanted to accomplish something. And I failed last year too, but I went in with good intentions. Like I went in, we have these vices, and you wouldn't call them necessarily addictions. Hopefully not. Um, and maybe that was part of the point, proving myself like these aren't things that I need. These are things that I do. Um, so last year I wanted to get rid of those things, and so I did Sober October. I participated in that, and I started with porn. I don't think I'm a porn addict. I don't. It's not like I watch it every day, but I watch a fair amount of porn, and you know, and it occurs to me that it's not that healthy to watch this stuff. It definitely messes with your brain. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna watch porn for a month, and that had extended to I'm not gonna masturbate. Because I mean, like, just do away with all of it. And at the time, I made an exception. Like I'm not going to masturbate. I'm not going to watch porn. But sex is okay uh, with another person, but not with a blow up doll. I don't know why I did that. But so I did that. I did the no sugar and no politics. And people would freak out when I talked to them about this. Like, but it wasn't, obviously it wasn't the politics. It wasn't even the sugar. It was the masturbation thing. They're like, wait, what are you going to do? What? Why would you do that? Oh my God, why would you do that? I'm just like, are we animals? Are we absolute, like, just uncontrollable beasts that can't like not touch ourselves for a month? I was like, it says more about you than it does about me, buddy. A few of the women told me that too. But and then last year, the one that was the most challenging was the no sugar, largely because I wanted something other than water. Not all the time. I've gotten to the point where I enjoy drinking water, as long as it's cold. I don't like warm water, but so I just wanted like some lemonade or some orange juice or something like that. And so this year I was like, all right, know what? To be clear, I don't really want to go into this story, but what caught me up last time wasn't the sugar. It actually was the sexual stimulation thing. There was I started in an Airbnb. Part of the problem is like both years I've gone on a trip, and so but I stayed in an Airbnb one night, and there was an unbelievably attractive young woman in a negligee that met me at the door and was like making the bed for me, and I got aroused. Did that make it worse using aroused? Is it one of those words like moist that messes with people? But anyway, I mean, nothing happened between me and her. She may have been legal. She may have been like 17. I wasn't going to attempt anything and risk any chances. Certainly while I was in another state. but but yeah, so that caught me up, and I ended up losing Sober October that night. I'm not gonna. You can figure it out. I don't need. I don't need to illustrate. But this time around, I hadn't even thought about it, honestly. I'd had too many things on my mind, and my friend Kevin was like, "All right." So, because he got through it. I mean, he smoked cigarettes, but like he actually did go sober and didn't do anything. Um, Sex wasn't part of his, you know. But he's like, all right, you know. So I'm sorry. So he had been like, it was like, I'm the champ, and I was like, it wasn't a competition, dude. I was doing this for me. But okay, champ. Anyway, but so he's like, I gotta hold on to my title. So, what's the bet this year? And I was like, what? I was like, I don't know, man. And he started mouthing off, and so I just made it into a game. And I think part of the problem was I didn't take it that seriously. For me, actually, I was more interested in just screwing with him. I made videos that I posted on his Facebook, just uh, trying to make him look like a fool, and that was the best part for me. So again, this year I had done like no sexual stimulation. I wasn't supposed to have sex. Same thing, no sugar, no politics. Oh, and last year was also no social media. Which this year I was just like, look, I got things going on. I can't get. I mean, I want to give up social media. I'm happy to, but can't do it. It's just bad timing, which just it seems to be what the thing is. So about actually, I'm just gonna be told a bit up front. I don't like talking about stuff like this, but I had sex 2 weeks in. I was offered it. I not like you know, not like at a bar. Like, hey, you want to go home with me? Like, I wouldn't have. But it's nobody's business but mine. But the point is like, I was weak. I cave in. Um, and part of the thing was like by then I'd already decided I wasn't going to make it through the whole month because I had a trip that kind of came up in I think after the first week where I was going to Orlando. I have a friend that I don't get to see very often anymore, and they were going to be in Orlando, and I had the money to go for like 2 days. Barely had the money to go for 2 days, and I managed to figure out a way to make it happen. And so I was like, well, I'm going to Orlando. I'm going to be at Universal Studios. I'm going to be at Halloween Horror Nights, which I made the previous video about that. I'm just going to live my life. like I was like, how important is this? Like, honestly, at some point, I thought, like, am I really doing that? I keep saying like. Ugh, it's annoying me. Bad habit. At some point, I thought to myself, I'm really less annoyed that I won't finish it than I am that I'm going to have to hear Kevin run his mouth. Because I really don't care. I just don't want to hear him run his mouth. But of course he will. Next time I see him, I'm going to get an earful. And, but that was the only reason. Like, because I figured, look, okay, I failed at the sex. But I'm only a human being, and I hadn't had. Why am I? You don't need to know this. Anyway, it's been a while. It had been a while, but as far as like everything else, I didn't give up. Politics, I got the whole way through. That wasn't an issue. But the sugar thing, I was like, I'm gonna be in Orlando. I'm gonna be eating at Some Chocolate Emporium. Of course, I'm gonna get a dessert. That's why you go there. I'm gonna be in Disney. It's like you go there for partially for the food, and you just got to live your life. I figure if I made it through the 24th of October, I'm like, I kind of proved I can just do this. As far as the sugar, it last another week, cool, but I'm gonna live my life. If I hadn't had a trip, I would have just made it through, and I don't feel bad about that. But next year, I may try it again. I don't know. needs to be done in advance. One of the things Kevin did, like the 10 days in, he's like, we need to up the bet. I want to go pound for pound. And I was like, I don't even know what that means. I mean, I watched boxing. Like, I know it has to do with weight, but what do you mean we're going to go pound for pound? And he says, well, I need to lose weight, or I need to gain weight, and you need to lose weight. So we're going to, we're going to see who gains, and like basically the sample rate being equal in whatever direction you're doing it. And I was like, no. It's like, I'm not doing that. I was like, we need to have a weigh-in and all that. And like, I'm not changing my diet. I'm already giving up stuff. But I'm not going to do that next year. But I might actually go really hard and give up bread, which would be very difficult for me. But I mean, whatever. It's the fact that it would be very difficult for me is why I need to do it. So anyway, so this is going on long enough, but this was me talking about Sober October, and if anybody out there is watching this, like, tell me how you did. If let me rephrase that. If anybody who did Sober October is out there, tell me how you did, and and maybe you yourself, like, Sober October, the basis is really like, drinking, drugs, and any of that stuff, but I think it could be personal, like, what do I need from me, and and I mean, I know some people do Lent, if you're a Christian, and cool, do Lent, but this isn't about a covenant with God. It's more about like controlling yourself, which obviously I can't, but so I may try it one more year. And take it seriously, Stom, and I'm just going to have to not plan any trips. So, anyway, thank you. If this has at all been interesting, like it, subscribe to it, whatever. And see you on the next one. Bye-bye.